निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा. Hare Krishna. Whenever I think of Lord Krishna, a particular thought consistently occupies my mind, and I'm certain that many others have also arrived at the same answer by now. But allow me to express it. Hi, my name is Mugdha, and I'm going to present you a short documentary on a mystical instrument, flute. Yes, it is the image of Lord Krishna with a flute. It's as if one cannot envision Lord Krishna without this melodic instrument. There is no doubt that the flute is a versatile and a beautiful instrument that has captivated audiences for centuries. Its unique sound and expressive capabilities makes it a popular choice for musicians of all genres, and its rich history and cultural significance makes it a fascinating instrument to explore. Especially in India, when we think about the flute, we immediately associate it with Lord Krishna. And there are many prevailing stories related to Krishna and his flute. Sometimes it is heard that the flute was given to him by Lord Shiva, and somewhere it is believed that he himself made the flute. The association of Lord Krishna with the flute is deeply rooted in Hindu scriptures and folklore. The flute is considered a symbol of divine love and a spiritual longing in Hinduism, and it represents the harmony between the human soul, that is the individual, and the divine, that is the Lord Krishna. The sound of the flute is believed to call devotees towards the path of devotion and unite them with the divine. According to Yogiraj Sri Shamchund Lahiri, the 6 holes of Lord Krishna's flute represents the 6 yogic chakras, and the first hole above the 6 represents the Sahasra chakra or the 1,000-petaled lotus. The flute is one of the oldest musical instruments in the world, with a rich and diverse history spanning various cultures and civilizations. The origins of the flutes can be traced back to prehistoric times. The oldest flutes discovered so far are made of bone and date back tens of thousands of years. The Due Babe flute, made by Neanderthals, found in Slovenia, is believed to be the oldest known musical instrument, estimated to be over 60,000 years old. It is made from the left thigh bone of a young cave bear and features 4 holes, the best evidence for the existence of music at that time. Other ancient flutes, such as the ones found in Germany and France, date back to around 35,000 years ago and were made from bird bones. Bird bones during ancient times were exceptionally well suited for flutes due to their natural characteristics of being thin, strong, and hollow. Flutes have a rich history in Chinese culture as well, dating back thousands of years. Flutes were prominent in ancient Egyptian culture and were often associated with religious rituals and ceremonies. These ancient flutes provide valuable insights into the early development of music and human creativity. India has a rich tradition of flute playing, with references to the instrument dating back to ancient texts such as the Rig Veda, which is over 3,000 years old. The flute is, however, not called Basuri in the ancient and referred to by other names such as Nadi and Tunva in the Rig Veda and other Vedic texts of Hinduism, or as Venu in post Vedic texts. The Indian flute, known as the bansuri, is typically made from bamboo and has a cylindrical shape with 6 or 7 finger holes. There are two varieties of flutes, transverse and fipple. The transverse flute, also known as the concert flute, and is played by blowing across a side hole, while the fipple flute is played by blowing into a mouthpiece with a fipple, and also called the whistle or recorder. The bansuri is closely associated with Lord Krishna, a Hindu deity often depicted playing the flute. It is considered a divine instrument in Indian mythology and is believed to evoke spiritual and emotional states in the listener. Flutes in India are known by various names, and different regions and cultures have their own specific names for the instrument. So, here are some of the commonly used names for flutes in India. Bansuri. Bansuri is the most widely known and popular name for the flute in India. It is a bamboo flute used in Hindustani classical music as well as folk music traditions. Venu. Venu is another name for the bamboo flute, primarily used in Carnatic classical music, which is the classical music tradition of South India. Pulangur. Pulangur is a type of flute used in the classical music of Tamil Nadu, a state in South India. It is traditionally made of wood and is associated with the temples of the region. Vamshi. Vamshi is a Sanskrit term for flute and is used in various contexts in Indian music and mythology. It is associated with Lord Krishna, who is often depicted playing the flute. Algoza. Algoza is a double flute used in folk music traditions of Rajasthan and Gujarat. It consists of two parallel melody pipes played simultaneously. Tiruchinnam. Tiruchinnam is a type of flute used in the classical music of Andhra Pradesh and Telangana, states in South India. So, these are just a few examples of the names used for flutes in different parts of India. The diversity of names reflects the rich cultural and musical heritage of the country. Now, let's check out the structure of the flute. The flute consists of three main parts: the blowing hole, the finger holes, and the end hole. At one end of the flute, there is a small round hole called the blowing hole. This is where the flautist blows air into the flute to produce sound. The blowing hole is typically covered with a thin membrane made from beeswax or silver foil, called the sharp, which helps create a distinct tone. Along the length of the flute, there are several finger holes. The number of finger holes can vary depending on the type of flute, but usually there are 6 to 8 holes. The flautist uses their fingers to cover or uncover these holes, which changes the pitch and tone of the sound produced. By pressing different combinations of finger holes, the flautist can create different musical notes. At the opposite end of the flute, there is a larger hole called the end hole. This hole helps to control the overall pitch and resonance of the instrument. The flautist can partially cover or uncover the end hole to achieve different effects and variations in sound. Overall, the structure of the Indian flute is quite simple, consisting of a bamboo tube with a blowing hole, finger holes, and an end hole. Despite its simplicity, the flute has a rich and expressive sound that has been cherished in Indian classical music for centuries. Pilibhit district, located in India, is renowned for its skilled craftsmen who specialize in crafting exquisite bamboo flutes. And according to reports from the Times of India, 2 decades ago, the district accounted for nearly 90% of the total flute production in the country. And to make various types of flutes from bamboo, they bring it all the way from Silchar in Assam. This district has emerged as a prominent hub for flute manufacturing, where talented artisans meticulously handcraft each flute with passion and precision. With generations of expertise passed down through the years, these craftsmen in Pilibhit have mastered the art of transforming bamboo into musical instruments that resonate with soulful melodies. Their dedication to preserving this traditional craft has made Pilibhit a thriving center for bamboo flute production, capturing the essence of India's rich musical heritage. But the flute makers here are struggling to keep afloat as the demand for flutes has significantly declined on an annual basis. But to revive this industry again, on February 16, DM Pulkit Khare dedicated the Bansuri Chowk to the people of the district. And just like the Jhumka symbolizes Bareilly, Bansuri Chowk represents Pilibhit's proud connection to the world of flute production. बांसुरी के बारे में आप जो कुछ भी जानते हो उसके बारे में कुछ बताइए।
ये बांसुरी जो है ये ट्रिपल बेस आते हैं, ट्रिपल बेस आते हैं। ये 12 इंची से लेके ये 24 इंची तक का बांसुरी आती है। बांसुरी कई प्रकार की होती है, इसमें सारे स्केल ए से लेके ABCDEFG जो जिस हिसाब से लोग अपना स्केल चॉइस करते हुए ले जाते हैं। अब ये जो बड़ी वाली है जो 18 इंची 24 इंची वाली है ये बांसुरी बेस में आ जाती है, और इसके बाद जो छोटी वाली जो है वो ट्रिपल में आ जाती है।
और इसकी सेलिंग की कंडीशन क्या है, मतलब लोग ज्यादा ले जाते हैं या कम बिक्री होती है, कैसे बिक्री होती है?
लोग अब ये समर चल रहा है, अब इसमें जो है बांसुरी हो गया और गिटार जो सारे इंस्ट्रूमेंट हमारा बिकता रहता है। और ये जो बांस की बनी रहती है, एक इसमें फाइबर की बनी हुई आती है, तो फाइबर वाला तो उतनी अच्छी नहीं होती जितनी बांस की अच्छी होती है। बांस वाली जो है ये कलकत्ता से बांसुरी हम लोग मंगवाते हैं, कुछ अपने वहाँ मैन्युफैक्चर भी करते हैं और कुछ बाहर से भी आता है ये। अब कस्टमर अपने हिसाब से ये लेके जाते हैं, जिसको जिस बजाना होता है वो अपने बजाते हैं।
और इसमें कितने होल्स हैं?
ये 6 होल होते हैं, फिर 7 होल होते हैं, मतलब ये 6 से लेके 8 तक का होल होते हैं इसमें।
अच्छा, 6 होल वाले और 7 होल वाले में क्या डिफरेंस होता है?
देखिए 6 होल वाले में जो है ये आपके नॉर्मल हो गए, जो बेस होते हैं वो 7, 8 में होते हैं, 7 होल या 8 होल में होते हैं।
मेटल की भी बांसुरी आती है?
हाँ, मेटल की भी आती है। अब लोग मेटल वाली तो कम चॉइस करते हैं, लेकिन बांस वाली ज़्यादा चॉइस करते हैं। बांस में ही जो आवाज़ बांस में आएगी वो ना मेटल में आएगी ना फाइबर में मिलेगी, वो चीज़ आपको नहीं मिल पाएगी उसमें।
Do you know that playing or listening to the flute music can have a positive effect on our overall well-being? Mahatma Gandhi once said that music does not proceed from the throat alone. There is music of mind, of the senses, and of the heart. While playing or listening to the flute, you will realize that it seems quite relevant in this respect. Playing the flute requires controlled and regulated breathing techniques, which can strengthen the respiratory muscles and improve lung capacity. Regular practice can enhance breath control, helping individuals with respiratory conditions such as asthma or chronic obstructive pulmonary disease (COPD). The deep breathing involved in playing the flute also promotes relaxation. Learning to play the flute involves coordination, concentration, and memory recall. The cognitive demands of reading sheet music, memorizing fingerings, and coordinating breath control stimulate the brain and enhance cognitive function. Regular flute practice can improve memory, focus, and attention span, benefiting individuals of all ages. And you know, playing the flute regularly is just like doing the pranayam. Flute is also connected to spirituality. As I feel, music is not just for entertainment. People look upon it as a means of spiritual development as well. When you listen to the flute music, you will feel that the sound of the flute uplifts your soul and it creates a soothing effect on your mind. Throughout the centuries, India has been home to countless pioneers who have shaped and revolutionized the world of flute music. One such pioneer was Pandit Pannalal Ghosh. He revolutionized the flute's technique, repertoire, and playing style, bringing it to the forefront of Indian classical music. He transformed the tiny folk instrument into a bamboo flute 32 inches long with 7 finger holes, suitable for playing traditional Indian classical music. Another renowned flautist from India who has popularized the Hindustani classical flute music worldwide is Pandit Hari Prasad Chaurasia. He has received numerous awards for his exceptional flute playing and has collaborated with many international musicians. One cannot forget the contribution of the great Carnatic flautist maestro T.R. Mahalingam, affectionately known as Mali, who revolutionized the style of flute playing in Carnatic music. Mali was the founder of the popular style of flute playing, followed today by the Carnatic flautists. Likewise, Sir James Garvey is an internationally acclaimed flautist from Northern Ireland. He is known for his brilliant technique and expressive playing. Jean-Pierre Rampal, hailing from France, was one of the most influential flautists of the 20th century. These flautists have not only showcased their exceptional flute playing skills but have also contributed significantly to the development and popularity of flute music both in their respective countries and globally.